I used to be a competitive fitness model, but I could never get that depth.
I graced the stages of Broadway for 10 years.
I'm a Broadway singer. Ever since Brad got on Elysium, I can't feel my legs anymore.
Around 12, honey?
Is that even a question?
Once Chad got on Elysium, I sustained a tracheal rupture.
I can't walk.
I can't say,
but it's worth it.
Thanks, Elysium.
Side effects may include diarrhea, prolapse, cervix, ingrown hairs, permanent green skin tone, boner shaping, and death.
Welcome back to another episode of NEMSWORLD Uncut, brought to you by Content Day. Today we have my epic, wonderful guest, Madeline Leon, actress, comedian extraordinaire. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. This is so fun.
Let's kick the shit.
I love this. I love the set. I love the vibe. I love the squad.
It's Content Day.
It's
It's Content Day.
Yep.
Good
Shout
energy.
out Cardi Safari. Yeah, he's been making it happen.
So that's how I met you, I think, through, it all traces back to Kari.
Yeah.
It was at your party.
Well, you met him.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was at Kari's Halloween
Yeah.
party, and
Yeah.
Mirka and I were chatting, and I was like, it was just good vibes, and then
You're like, I want to do this skit with this really tall person.
Yeah.
You're like, you know any tall people? I'm like, I guess I know some tall guys.
yeah, like,
sir.
nice to meet you, but do you know any tall, bulky people?
Right.
No, but and you were like, my friend Nem is 6'9" and an actor and a comedic actor at that. And I was like, perfect.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, I met this girl. She's like an actress at Cardi's party, and she needs a giant for her skin.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
But how did I meet How did I meet you, Kari? Cotton Candy, right.
Cotton
right.
candy. What's
Promo.
cotton candy?
It's like a promo company, so we were like,
Cotton Candy
Oh.
Staffing Agency.
Right.
Nice.
yeah, we'd run
Shout
around the
out Cotton
city.
Candy.
You guys are those people that like hand out brochures and like
Exactly.
free Red Bulls and stuff?
Exactly.
Nice.
Good for you.
Events.
We need people like that.
Those people run our economy.
No, I remember when
Those people are
when I was in
hustlers, buddy.
university.
They're smart.
When I was in university, I was like looking out for where's the Red Bull? Where's the Red Bull truck? Where's the? Because
Yeah.
I had enough free shit all the time.
Right?
The best is when they give you alcohol
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes
on those
yeah.
warm summer days. Would you like to try one of these?
It's the grind.
You ever
bro.
done those?
I have. It was a chill job, honestly, because it was just an excuse to talk to everybody you pass in the city.
Yeah.
And people would come to you because you'd have like food or drink, and
Yeah.
it was a good way to make money back in the day.
It's a lot more funner approach than handing out brochures and being accept Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, no,
Right.
no, accept this free beer. Yeah, sure. What
And
are you
now-
guys doing?
Right.
What-
To survive in Trudeau's economy, you got to do that during the day and sell kilos of blow during the night.
Because selling kilos of blow during the night isn't enough.
Right, you gotta
Well,
supplement
you
it with
gotta,
some
you
promo.
gotta, present yourself.
That conversation
Got it.
went from handing out flyers to Jesus Christ to selling kilos of cocaine in the night.
Welcome back to another episode of Red Pill Soup. Today on the show we have, what's your name?
Matt,
Matt, what do you do?
I'm a music producer. I manage Little Skipper. I can't really talk about
All right,
it yet.
beautiful. So Matt's a big wig producer with some Lil Skip. I never heard of him. What's your name?
Jonathan,
Jonathan, what do you do?
studying to be an archaeologist right now.
An archaeologist. Look at that, he's got the bucket hat and everything. He shows he's an archaeologist. Jonathan, how much do you make a year?
About 40,000.
You're a fucking bum, Jonathan. You need to make minimum $250K as a man. Jonathan, you know how hard it is to be a woman? You ever bled behind you for 150, 160 hours a month, Jonathan? Try that. Then you gotta clean up the fucking blood, fucking invest in tampons and pads, which aren't government funded, by the way. Been doing it for decades, for centuries, for millennia, Matt. He doesn't care, he's on his phone. Trying to trade crypto, I'm sure, with those little sunglasses, right? It's a fucking nightmare being a woman, and I need a man to make a minimum $250K. What have you been doing while I've been bleeding for the last 25 years? What have you been doing?
I mean, I'm not.
Picking your balls? Like, what are you doing? Wearing a fucking bucket? How much did you spend on that bucket hat? Probably fucking $65.
This is a quality brand.
Oh, I'm sure it's a quality brand. How about you go provide for your family instead of investing in a fucking bucket hat? It's unfucking believable. 40K. Archaeology. You fucking kidding me?
I'm not in my final destination. I'm studying, getting my
What's your
master's
final,
right now.
enlighten me, Jonathan. What's your final destination? When you're 95 in the grave? 10 feet below? I hope so. I hope you hit there sooner rather than later, because we don't need any more fucking bums like you. So yeah, Steve, how do you know these guys?
Okay, this guy, I known him for what? How long now, Nem? 10?
7, 8 years.
Yeah, 7, 8 years.
We've been
We met downtown when we were doing security. We were bouncing downtown.
Okay.
bouncing downtown.
Saw him walking home, gave him a ride home, and said it's dangerous out here. And that was it. We became friends ever since then.
Stop.
Yeah,
Steve was his guardian angel.
yeah, he is.
Wait, that's beautiful. Where did you guys bounce and do security? Like what establishments? Citizen.
Yeah.
You did.
I was the doorman at Citizen. He was security. We were both security there.
Yeah, I did Wildflower.
Okay.
I met this guy at a giant diamond fucking studded ghetto ass watch. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And he's always happy, like, yo, what do you say? Like, this guy's a cartoon character, but so am I. And I'm just like, yo, it's good. I didn't know what your deal was. And then he was like, hey, you want to ride home? I'm like, sure.
You're
I'm like,
"Do I
it's
trust this
dangerous
guy?"
out here. What are you doing, bro?
He's 6'9". You
Yeah.
you were
No,
worried
but
for
like-
his well-being.
That's
No,
how
but
you
remember,
pick up all
right?
the 6-9-year-olds.
No, remember, we do security, so like,
Yeah, we see everything.
dude, we
see people get
In the
killed.
nighttime, we go in
Yeah.
a lot of squabs, a lot of fights during the night. So, you know, if this guy's walking home one night and Carlo, the guy, sees him that we got into it in the club, might be over for him.
No, it's true, guys.
I always say strap with the extendo.
Yeah, then he pulls out his big stick. He's like, what, bro? He pulls out the big extended stick that the cops have, that long one that they...
Yeah, one tap on the knee, your knee breaks.
I'm like, it's
Okay,
okay,
that's-
man. Get in the car, don't worry.
The
Where do you
Citizen
get
guys
that?
had that? Yeah.
Well, no, they don't. They
Yeah,
know
we weren't
how
allowed to
have
have them, but, you know,
Yeah.
certain guys...
It's illegal.
You just had
We
one.
were advised when I was working for Inc. because there was like a lot of problems with different mobs and gangs.
Yeah, like...
People are getting killed, and I'm just like, I'm a comedian. I'm like, I need to. They're like, we advise carrying a weapon.
I don't think people understand when we tell
I'm
them
like-
we bounce, sorry to cut you off, that the level we were at and who was
Yeah,
at these clubs.
yeah,
Like high-end mobsters,
yeah. Working in
high-end
that
Hells
industry
Angels,
for 5 years
high-end triads.
makes you not feel safe
like
Right.
having
everybody
a good
who's
time
some
night out anymore.
all in the same club, mixing with off-duty
Corrupt
police
police,
officers,
Not
good
corrupt police, undercover police.
lawyers. Yeah,
Yeah.
So is Inc. the parent company of like
Inc's like
Citizen? and
Inc's like the biggest company in the city, in the country. They own government now. It's Rebel Cabana. They have like 30 plus restaurants and nightclubs and
Right.
and bars. Under them is Unique, which is Myth and Barrow. I work for both of them, Charles Caboth and Johnny Unique. Shout outs.
isn't he Bisha and that too? No.
Charles is Bisha. Inc.
Yeah.
is Bisha. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So they have the monopoly in
Yeah,
Toronto.
Charles started in the 80s with government. He was like, and like he's like, I'm gonna
Yeah,
change
the good
Toronto.
days.
Good. Wow.
Yeah.
The good days.
Okay.
And then he did his thing. Shout outs to Inc.
Dang. Okay. So when you guys were in that industry, you saw the other side of the city, and you were like, "Hey, I gotta take rides from Steve more often."
Well, I
basically.
live down the street, so I was like, I'd just get on the streetcar or I'd walk for 20 minutes. But at like 4 a.m., there's always a little bit of a risk, you know, because there's shootings on King Street, the wrong person, you know. Sometimes I wait for the streetcar. I'm like, because you know how the streetcars don't come for a long time at random times? TTC.
No, they're always on time. Come on.
You know what it is too? Like, we live in a great city, so, and it's pretty much safe. But there's always just that thing at 4 a.m. You always got these
Well, especially King
people
Street.
and just
Queen
driving
Street.
around in cars, just looking to take advantage of people that are drunk and high. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
And
all
there's-
those things.
Inter-gang warfare going on, and I'm just like, all right. I don't mind walking home.
That's why it's good to always go in a group,
Yeah,
especially if you're gonna come home late at night, man.
yeah. But
Yeah.
he was
Be by
nice enough.
yourself and just
He was
Yeah.
nice enough.
Yeah.
I got rid of my car because I lived down the street, and I had all my film meetings on King Street anyway, so I didn't need a car anymore. But like he liked to drive me down King Street, and that's how we became friends. He was a musician, rapper. I was rapping at the time. I still am, but not like putting music out right now. Yeah, he convinced me to become a rapper. Like
he's a pretty talented
professionally.
guy. Yeah, so I
Like
said,
you
you know,
inspired all his.
he inspired my music, and because I was a comedian, filmmaker, and I'm like, I'm a comedian, filmmaker. I can't rap. He's like, yo, you're talented.
So was that Tickle My Dick came from
Well,
No.
Inspired
Tickle
by
My
Steve.
Dick came
don't say that.
right before him.
right before him?
Yeah, but I put it
Yeah.
out after we met, and he's like, yo, you got to stop doing the funny shit. You're too talented for the funny shit. I'm like, but I'm funny.
I still tell.
Okay, so
I still
question.
tell him to this day.
But do you guys think that comedy is a way to sort of stand behind a bit of a veil and be like, oh, I'm actually not fully committing to this because I'm just gonna be funny. Like it's a way to like
Yeah.
distract from you actually
Play it
wanting to
safe?
seriously pursue. Yeah, to like
Well,
play it safe
maybe.
a little
There's
bit. You know
two
what I mean?
I know
facets to
exactly what you
that
mean.
because when I joined this guy at acting
100%.
school, like real dramatic acting school, I was a stand-up comedian, and you know, comedy is usually a shield to like cover up your traumas or insecurities. So I'm just like, I wasn't a trained actor, I was a trained comedian, and I come in and they're like having these emotional scenes, like there's a sex scene, and I'm just like, what is going on here? I feel uncomfortable. Like I'm supposed to take part in this, and then like I'm like, whose ass do I need to eat next week? And they have me fucking do a monologue, like a serious monologue. The whole class is watching, and it's not funny, and I'm just like trying so hard. And he's like, can you drop that fucking accent? And I practiced for like a week with the accent. It's a New Jersey character. And I'm like, I don't know how to do it without the accent now. Like I was like, I was so nervous about like when we were at acting school because I was just like, yo, this is serious. And I have to let my guard down. It's just like, I'm not used to that. But then when I saw everyone else is like transparent and everyone else has their guard down, I was like, okay, I can feel comfortable. And I like fully let go. And that's when I like became an actor. But like, it was a little bit of a metamorphosis. In music though, I think it's the other way around. I think in hip hop, everyone tries to act a certain way. But when hip hop started, it was about being authentic and it was about being real. And like, I think laughter is the highest form, like vibration under love. But like, I don't know, when Lil Dicky went mainstream, his whole thing is nobody takes me seriously because I'm a comedic rapper, but he's actually a sick rapper. He's a rapper first, comedian second, but he's himself. And then it took him so long to get accepted by the hip hop community because he was just authentic. And they're like, yo, you can't be funny doing that funny shit. Kind of like what you said.
So he's taken seriously now? Lil
He's
Dicky?
taken seriously now because he has his own fucking show with Kevin Hart producing it.
Right, but that's a show. Like his music is
It's a
taken
show about
seriously?
his life. He only dropped one album and blew up. And he hasn't dropped an album in 8 years.
But
it's going to be 9
comedic,
years.
It's a comedic album or is it?
It's funny, but it's dope. Like, it's not considered parody rap, but it's funny rap. Like, you listen to it to listen to the music, but it's funny. It's just kind of what I shifted to. I want to make music like that. I have a completely different style. Yeah, that's kind of comedy. Like,
Yeah, it's interesting.
talk to me about your comedy career.
Well, you made me think of something because I feel like my dream role, like acting was always first and foremost the goal. It still always is, like being an actress for hire. I like being directed. I like being under somebody's guise. But when that was sort of not happening as frequently as I wanted it to be, I would just like throw up comedy sketches. But I think comedy was a way to protect myself a little bit because if I were to throw up dramatic monologues, and don't get me wrong, like I'd love to live in the dramatic world where I'm like playing really gritty roles. That's sort of the dream. But I don't think I had the balls to like put up or have the balls to put up dramatic monologues on Instagram because it's like, then if people are laughing at you, I don't know, like I just feel like comedy was such a nice protective wall. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's kind
100%.
but I love comedy too. I love to laugh.
But you gotta also like, I take it like when I watch someone's Instagram, unless their dramatic monologues are like, holy shit, moving me, I'm just gonna be like, okay, next, another one, right?
But that's what I mean.
That's the thing with I think drama is so much harder to do, in my opinion, than comedy. And to get it like, I don't want to say get it right, but like comedy is more entertaining when it's not fully, as committed as.
You think?
Yeah, I definitely think so.
A lot of people think comedy's a lot harder.
Yeah.
Everyone says comedy's harder, but I always thought drama's harder because, I don't know, I grew up with these weird people around me and everyone's just funny.
but there's also different tastes too, right?
That's true.
Like what you find funny is different than what I find funny. What you
Absolutely.
find really dramatic and moving is different than what I find dramatic and moving. I guess, yeah.
Did you see that scene where the woman dropped the pencil?
What?
Dramatic.
So is that like your, so you want to be like, so that's your thing? You want to be a like famous actress? Like
Yeah, what's the
movie
goal?
roles and stuff?
You want to be like
Because you give off
hello.
famous actress
She
vibes.
does.
Oh, good. So I'm a good actor.
The
That's
essence.
good. No, the dream is to like make a lot of money off of our art. Like that's the dream. So you
Yeah.
can live like the lifestyle you want off of art. That's always the dream. I'm sure everyone in this room probably has like similar aspirations, right?
Is it a lot of money or Like,
I know, like what's a lot of money?
like,
right?
is it like how much money is enough money?
Yeah. What's
live
the
off your art?
number for you?
Ooh, that's a good question. Because it's always like, at certain points, it just doesn't matter anymore, right?
They say 70K American. After that, the happiness index
No.
is not much different after that. That's what
70K?
that's what Huberman and all the gurus say.
Yeah, but do they say that before inflation or after?
Well, that's different.
How old is this?
They said right now, as of last year, 70K American,
about 90K now.
which is about
Last year was
100K Canadian-ish, maybe a bit more,
Oh,
is
true,
the
true,
number
true.
where the happiness index after that, doesn't matter if you're a millionaire, billionaire, isn't much different. So I guess you got to get your bases covered to live a comfortable life, like the baseline.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
interesting. That's lower than I thought it would be.
Yeah, that's what they say. I don't know.
Right, they.
That's way lower. I think.
Hey, buddy, Matt.
Huh?
Matt, what's on your wrist there?
This?
Yeah.
This bracelet.
Where is that from?
Versace.
How much you bank a year, Matt?
Who's asking?
I don't know. You tell me.
What do you think?
I don't know, minimum 500?
A little bit higher?
A little bit higher, right? I know what else can go a lot higher. Matt, what are you doing later?
Got a couple dinner meetings.
Couple dinner meetings. What's on the menu?
Well, first we're gonna go down to Buca Yorkville. We're gonna get a couple of those branzinos. And then head over to Jacobs and Sons down on King Street. Get us a couple of those Wagyu beef steaks.
You're a meat eater, aren't you?
That's right.
Pure meat, red.
Nothing but carnivore.
Wow. I should have known with the bracelet. Well, listen, Matt. I think we should get out of here and discuss over some Wagyu, aged 12 years.
I got about half an hour.
Let's get out of here.
Get in.
Fuck.
I don't know. For me, like, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I want to travel and like eat well. Like, those are like my main priorities.
Travel
So
and
to
eat
do
well,
that, a couple $100K a year is like ample
Yeah,
to do
yeah.
that like really
Yeah.
well. I don't know. That's what.
Because
that-
what 70K after taxes, that's
After
50,
taxes.
and that keeps them. It keeps the groceries in the fridge and the rent and all that
Right.
stuff. But
I went,
that's a
I
weird
went
that
way to
free
look.
tax?
That's a
$67
weird way to
on
look at
fruit
it, bro.
a
With that
few
kind of
weeks
money,
ago.
that's just a
It's
weird.
not surprising.
I didn't expect to buy fruit. I went to buy fruit, $67.
But you-
Insane.
Your
That's
stat, is that
ridiculous,
before
bro.
taxes or after taxes? 100K or 70K?
You need to be after. It
It has to be after.
I don't
It's
know. It
gotta
might be
be
after.
after.
It might be after.
So what about you, Steve? Are you rapping still? And
No, no.
No?
No, I kind of eased off it a while back.
Why?
Maybe 7 to 10 years ago. Honest answer?
Yeah.
Okay, I made a song, and the kid that produced it was taking it around into the little neighborhoods to play it because it's hip hop, right?
Uh-huh.
So he took it into the inner cities there where the kids are to play it for them, and a lot of little gangster kids, right? And they were like, "Yo, that's the song. That's the song we gotta write out to. That's the song." Like, and the song, and everywhere he took this song, people kept reacting to it in a negative way, like, like that's the song we're gonna play when we're gonna do bad shit. To it, kind of. You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like,
So-
that's the song we're gonna play when we go on a robbery. That's the song we're gonna play when we're gonna shoot our enemies. Like,
Uh-huh.
you get what I'm saying? Like, that was the reaction. He was
So
like,
it was inspiring negativity that you maybe
Yeah.
didn't intend for, kind
right,
of thing?
right.
Kind of want to hear this track.
A
Yeah,
little
now
bit
we gotta
too
play
much.
it.
It was
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Steve's the most positive person I know, aside from
So it was messing with my
maybe
brain.
a lot.
Tommy and Steve.
That's
Yeah.
coming. That means a lot
It
coming
was
from
messing with my brain morally.
But Steve's been through the light and the dark.
you. Really?
Yeah, 1,000%.
We got a song coming out. We were just writing it 5 minutes ago.
That's what I'm about. I like the song he came up with.
So
I don't know if that's appropriate to.
I won't say it.
yeah, we got to hear that song too.
I know.
Wait, so do you miss the creativity, or do you still feel like your creative itches are being?
All the
Scratched.
time. All the time. You know what I'm saying? And I do think of putting out like a little, maybe some different material. Like me and him, we have a passion for
That's how we became best friends.
making conscious
We'd
music.
smoke a J after work, sit in his car and freestyle for hours and get home at like 6 a.m.
Yeah,
I love that. Nem's inspiring, eh?
sick.
You have
Super hard
You're
worker.
inspiring.
Yeah, I know.
Let's go.
It's just good.
I like your quirky sense of humor.
Is that what it is? It is quirky sense of humor?
Quirky, witty, smart, sometimes deadpan. It's great.
I actually have never thought of how to classify it, and
There you go.
there you go, done.
Well, multiple
Yeah.
classifications.
You'll classify me next, you know?
Serbian Mr. Bean. Serbian Mr. Bean.
Because you do sketches too.
Yeah,
Like
This guy is.
kind of, with this guy.
yeah, but like do you post
You
them on
gotta
your,
get into
like, your
some of this
own
guy's
on-
stuff.
on Insta or-
It's funny.
Mostly collaborations, but
Okay.
I didn't do more than monologues of my own.
Once we drop NEMSWORLD in the next year,
Yeah, I gotta get.
I told you,
gotta
but your
to more
entourage
of
is
my
the
stuff now.
when our entourage gets discovered, it's
game over, bro.
Game over.
You'll see Steve every 6 months. He'll have a new chain. Just adding up. We're always just gonna have a new chain every 6 months. That's when you know you leveled up.
Do you guys? What are your guests?
You gotta start taking that stuff off as the money comes. Believe me, I promise.
Are your guests always artists, or what's?
No,
Mostly,
Yeah,
our goal is to get all walks of life.
Yeah.
But what we do is we do sketches with the guests, usually. So it's been mostly artists. Have we done any non-artists? No.
Not that I can think of, no.
Nima's not an artist.
He's an artist.
Who?
But Nima's not.
Nima's the
an
biggest
artist.
comedian in Canada.
I know, but I thought you meant
That's-
like artists.
he's an
and
artist.
Music.
No.
all
She means
art,
like creative person.
acting.
Oh,
Yeah,
creative
oh,
professional.
everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's been. My goal is to get like adult stars, like we have actors obviously.
They're artists too.
They're,
come on,
I
man.
guess they're artists as well.
Why do you want adult
They are?
stars? What about like?
I just want to get all walks of life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get.
I want to get all walks. I want to get homeless
never said
people.
that,
I want to get everything.
I love that.
Yeah.
Fire. I should have never
And I like that
said
you guys I like that you guys do a podcast before sketches just so you can see
Yeah.
Sorry,
the
not
person
sorry.
and then the
Talk
I
to
gotta
me about
stop.
how you
I
got
gotta
into acting and comedy.
it was out of necessity because it
Yeah?
was COVID. It was COVID. And it was so
Wait,
quiet.
that's when you started acting?
Oh, sorry, acting. No, acting I was always doing since I was a kid,
Wait,
like just for fun.
How did you start acting as a kid?
I was just always into it, and I was
Yeah?
lucky to have like teachers and people around me that like encouraged it, which
You
I
love
know-
drama class.
Yeah, I kind of did, but I didn't. Again, I wasn't brave enough to like come out and say I really like drama class as
That's
a kid.
the
I was kind of like
thing.
doing it on the side, like not fully
Yeah.
commit,
Same,
right?
same.
Always
It's
like,
the shyness of a kid. Like, you know, when you have to go stand at the front of the class.
that's so nerve
Oh
wracking.
my God.
What did your parents do?
My mom was a teacher, and my dad worked in like furniture retailing.
Time out. What kind of teacher for your mom?
My mom was she taught like business, so like it was like elementary, middle school kids.
So you got business
Marketing.
and the arts.
Business,
Marketing.
elementary,
Yeah,
really?
but
In
she-
elementary school, people are learning business.
Like middle school, like 7, 8.
But even in middle school, talking about business.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I don't
sick.
think we even had. I think we might have had a business.
Something,
course.
but nobody gave a fuck about
But that's your
business
school.
and when
That's
we
just
were
your
kids.
school. How do you know?
At least
Like most
my
schools in
school.
Toronto
I don't know.
right there.
No.
You know, I went to a bit. Do you guys have you heard of Alan A. Martin Public School? No,
No, where's that?
Mississauga.
Oh no.
It was like a
Saga.
business school.
No
and like
way.
you could like you could go as it was free for anybody, and you could apply to like get in. And they taught us business. We did like a little entrepreneurial project where we would like make a little company and sell
I
stuff.
wish
at,
I
like,
fucking
I
learned
love
that.
it was actually
Mississauga.
really cool.
It's one of
Yeah?
my favorite cities in this whole country.
Yeah.
I used to live in
Really?
Ovation
Mississauga?
for like 7, 8 years.
What, Mississauga?
It's
Duke of York, buddy.
better than Flemington Park.
You know where that is? Huh?
Better than Flemington Park.
Of course. Come on, bro. What? I've climbed the ranks. I made sure never to go back to those places.
Are you guys both Flemo mans?
Yeah, for
For a
sure.
bit, for a
100%.
bit.
Grenoble.
It's 90 Grenoble.
Both of
is
them
that?
are Flemo mans.
Don Mills and Eglinton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't go there.
93 to
You're like
90.
great place. Don't go.
Yeah, don't
96.
go over there.
So you went to a business school and your mom taught business and your
Yeah.
dad was in furniture, and then like what is anyone else in arts like in your family?
No, my aunt was like into acting and stuff, but that's what I mean. Like my parents were so far removed from this world, but I was still lucky that they were like, "Oh, you like that? Like, let's sign you up for community theater and stuff." So I was really lucky in that sense.
Yeah.
And not once did they ever say, "Don't pursue it," which
That's
is crazy.
amazing.
It's insane to me.
I was lucky.
See, that's
They're
your
amazing
downfall.
for that.
That's why
It's
you're
the
never-
doubt. I know. I'm like, somebody please
You
tell me to
need-
stop so I can stop, right? But it's like they were too good in that sense.
My dad was like that.
That's
Really?
the bomb.
My mom too. They both met at Dramatic Arts University. And then
Wow.
my mom,
Wait, both your parents went to art school?
yeah, but then my mom got her master's and went to med school and became a doctor. And my mom comes
This
from a
man's
very
parents are
conservative
super
family. My dad's like a super hippie. So he was an arts journalist, and he stayed a hippie, and she kind of went hardline, like doctor.
Are they parted?
Focus on reality.
Yeah.
Different worlds.
Okay.
But I'm lucky to have both of those worlds because my mom taught me work ethic, and my dad taught me to think outside the box, be creative. He's also a geopolitical analyst. So he taught me about religion, politics, history, and the arts. And I get my creative hippie side from him, and I get my work ethic from my mom. And I was a pro athlete, so kind of multiple worlds. Yeah.
But you said your dad was the one who dissuaded you from the arts?
No one dissuaded me. They were both open, so I always had kind of open. But I was focused on athletics because I was an elite athlete first.
Right.
I became an artist. Well, I was always an artist deep down, which is why I decided to pursue it professionally. But I decided to be an artist when I was 24, 25, like professionally. Yeah.
And that all stemmed from your injuries and or was
injuries? I was always deep down. I'm like, I want to get into movies once my basketball career is over. My basketball career ended a decade earlier than I expected. So I got a head start. Like if I was like finishing right now, like maybe like 2 years from now, my mid 30s, and like trying to figure out like navigate this shit, I'd probably be somewhere, like it would take me a long time to figure it out, especially at this age.
Did you go through a period where you stifled it? Like you always had it in you, but you stifled it because it wasn't cool or you weren't ready to fully commit?
No, I was always an extremist. I was always like, I want to do this. I'm going to fucking be the best. It's probably like an inner child wound, like that all artists have. I noticed that like learning about inner child wounds is just like, you want to be the best because like somebody said that you should do something, like you should get it. My mom was always looking out for me. She wanted me to have like my basics covered. But I was like such an extremist that I was like, no, I'm going to be the best. I'm going to be a dreamer. But I didn't cover my basics. Like I didn't cover like a proper roof over my head. I didn't even care about eating. Like I didn't care about myself, like self-love. So I was just like, nah, I'm going to fucking make like a $50,000 music video and not eat for like 3 days. That's like what my mom was trying to teach me is cover your basics first, your basic needs, and then do whatever the fuck you want. But the way we communicate, we just speak two different love languages.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Love language.
Yeah. So.
But understandably, that parents would want that. Like you said, like it's crazy that parents encourage their kids to do this. Like I hope I could do that for my kids, but I don't know if I would.
Now I'm lucky to have learned the hard way because I was a starving artist for like 7 years. And like, thankfully that's not the case anymore. But like, it takes about a decade to figure it out. And like, if somebody told me that when I was like 25, I'd be like, no, it's not gonna fuck you. Like, I'll be a millionaire in 2 years. 2 years. 2 years. And then like, you forget the day to day. It's the day to day. It's the present moment that accumulates to that 2 years. Whereas I was always living in the future. I was just like, yo, in 2 years, I'm going to be a millionaire. But like day to day, I'm like smoking weed, doing jack shit. I'm like, I write a little bit. Oh, I'll just do it next Tuesday. Oh, I'll just do it next Tuesday. And then I was working hard, but I wasn't working consciously. I wasn't like working day to day. Like I wasn't carpe dieming it fully. Like I would like work really hard, like and accumulate 3 or 1 to 4. Some weeks I'd work 5 days in a row and like I'd achieve things, but I could have achieved way more if I was like really strict about my daily routine. And that's where I kind of over time like developed the value of like what time is. Cause like you blink and you're like, oh shit, 5 years went by.
I will say that is the hardest thing about doing just art is like the lack of schedule or structure. Like you romanticize it and you think, oh, this is what you do, and you're free flowing. But it is, for me, it was the worst thing ever. I got my first 9 to 5 a year ago. Because I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like no matter how much you'd work or how much you could carry your bills throughout the year, I was like, I can't be floating in this like no man's. It doesn't work for me.
Same.
Some people it works for them.
It doesn't help you live in the worst economy in the whole.
Right. Right. So yeah,
dude, it's odds are stacked against you no matter what.
Totally. But I will say having the schedule actually really helped everything else. It helped my art. It helped everything. And now I don't know. I don't think I'll go back to like an unscheduled world, no matter what I do. And that was like a big lesson for me. But I think...
And it's hard to be your own boss. If you're doing your own thing and you work for yourself, it's really hard to schedule yourself because in the back of your mind, like, I can do it in 2 hours. I could do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And if you let that little voice take over, it's like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's lonely too, right? Being by yourself. Like you were making a movie. That was probably...
For 9 years. And in the meantime, I became a musical artist and like... Started a YouTube channel. It was always stop and go, trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But I was isolated. The only person I'd ever see is this guy after work. I go to work, I'd see Steve.
Yeah.
And like I'd hang out with Steve and I didn't see like my other friends and I just like isolated myself and that's like one of the worst things you can do for your mental health.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be social. You want to be around like-minded people, healthy people. So I definitely went the opposite direction for a good like 4 or 5 years. And it was just like, but I learned from that. So I'm grateful for all those experiences.
Yep.
It allows me to live a healthier life today and be much more productive. So
100%. You got to learn it all and you just got to keep doing like as artists. Like,
what's the next move for you? In terms of your comedy, acting, are you signed? Are you represented by anyone?
Yeah, I got a writing agent this year, which I'm super pumped about because she's great. And she is helping us to get a TV show off the ground that we're really working hard to get. Like, I think there's, again, like it's step one of a million. Thanks, guys. It's step one of a million. Like, you got to just talk about it like as if there's hope. But, you know, there's...
Well, I mean, I heard someone say, if you tell people, I think it was Joe Rogan podcast. Sorry, wrong podcast. But I think it was on a Joe Rogan podcast. He's like, if you tell people, chances of it happening are less likely.
Yeah.
Are you serious? Okay, forget that. No, I'm just going to sit around. I'm not doing anything.
But then there's also the accountability pressure of telling people. There's two arguments here. Don't tell people your goals because psychologically, neurologically.
Those are both correct.
Yeah. Psychologically, neurologically, the chance, like it lowers your percentage chance of achieving it because there's something to do with your neurology. And then the second one is tell people your goals so there's a fire under your ass because you need to like live out what you said to people.
You know what it is? I saw a great Nathan Fielder skit where he takes a picture of himself in a compromised position. He prints it out and then he puts it in an envelope that's supposed to be mailed to his grandmother. And he goes to the mail carrier and he says, if I don't have a full screenplay written by next week this time, you have to mail this to my grandmother.
That's the argument for that.
So he lights a fire under his ass by being like, I can't have my grandmother see this.
That's hilarious.
That's
forces
extreme,
him to get the...
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
That's
Listen,
hilarious.
What's the worst thing that can happen from telling people or like being affirmative in like your thoughts? The worst that can happen is it doesn't happen, right?
Yeah.
Like,
we don't need to go into detail what your goals are, but like just, it's cool that you have a writing agent. That's fucking sick. I don't even think I know anyone with a writing agent. That's sick.
No, I got a writing agent.
You're a good writer.
Thanks.
Your sketches are very well written. Yeah.
Thanks so much. Again, it was COVID and it was like a way to stay creative in COVID. And that was never exciting to me until COVID hit.
So what kind of stuff does she do? Does she just do screenplays or she does like authors? And
she reps actors too. Like she's an acting agent as well, but she represents all comedians actually. Like it's all comedic actors.
Sick.
And so I'm assuming she does screenplays like full feature film.
Wait, do we have this?
So she's an agent, right? So she's a writer's agent.
Yeah.
That means she could get you into like a writer's room.
That's the
stuff
goal
like that.
too.
That's
yeah.
wicked. I like
Do we have the same agent?
Her name's Carolyn Sterling.
Never mind, no.
No? Who's your agent?
Mel.
Oh, yeah, we do. We do for acting.
For acting.
Yeah, Mel's great. Yeah.
I gotta get her writing.
Carolyn and Mel just got the plug, bro.
Well, you...
Shit.
You wrote a movie.
I write every day.
Why don't you have a writing agent? You literally have a movie that's all over the world right now.
And I'm writing my day job. We won't say what it is, but I'm a writer.
Wait, can we talk about the job? No,
we can't.
I know, eh?
Do you know Steve? Come on, Steve, you know.
You can't say it. Don't say the word.
Wait, but are you leaving though?
Yeah.
For good?
No, I'm here, guys.
Wait, can we actually talk, like not about the job, but like no? So, frick. Okay.
NDAs and shit.
Yeah, but I can't cross-pollinate brands.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Anyways, congrats.
But
That's very
thank
exciting.
you. My day job, I'm a writer. I've always been a writer first. My favorite thing is performing, but my biggest skill is writing. So
Okay, so if you had a dream, like tomorrow, what's your tomorrow looking like if it's your absolute dream job?
it just
As succinct as
I
you can
sound
make
like a
it.
narcissist whenever I talk about what my dream is.
No,
and I
not at all.
I hate people judging it because it's like my dream is to write, direct, and star in my own comedic either shows or comedy.
Narcissist, bro. Cancel this
fucking
guy.
Yeah,
narcissist.
canceled. You're a
Cancel.
loser.
Oh my
Why would you
God.
say
My
that?
dream.
You have
Nems,
ambition
what?
and passion.
While
That's incredible.
I make the soundtrack to it.
You want
Whether
to
Come
sound
on,
direct,
dude.
direct,
like Mel
act.
Brooks or Donald Glover. Those are like the two people I aspire to be
I don't
like.
understand. That's amazing.
That's
Fucking
incredible.
Yeah.
You should get an award.
Not
for that.
necessarily
man.
me
You
rapping
award.
on every song or whatever, but me having to do with the production.
So I
and,
can't. If I want to rap on one of your, like, can I?
No! I rap on every song, bro. No, I'm joking.
Wait, Nem, that's actually amazing.
Yeah,
You
that
want to
would-
like oversee the whole show, which is kind of what you're doing.
I just create my own worlds. Hashtag NEMSWORLD. But like, I don't know. Like, I have a few stories I want to tell that only I can tell. Like, that are so unique to my life, that are so entertaining and funny that I think the world would love, but it's also relatable to any person in anybody's shoes. So that's kind of my goal. Working
Well-
on 2 pilots, two series, and then in the process, navigating kind of socials and beta testing on socials with different characters and stories and scenes.
Okay, I love that. Are you familiar with the Letterkenny story?
What?
I don't know their story. I know the show.
So,
I don't know the
so
story.
look him up. So Jared Keeso, the guy who created Letterkenny, you guys know the show Letterkenny, like a Canadian kind of
Yeah,
success story. He kind of did he's doing what you kind of want to
Yeah.
do. He was
He's
in
a hockey player.
No, but apparently his journey is kind of what's interesting. So he went to like LA and like tried to do that whole grind and like was getting some success, but not really. And then he started a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah,
It started,
a
it
letter.
started from tweets, like a Twitter account or something about like little jokes from his hometown. That
Yeah.
blew up. Then he made little YouTube shorts. Those were blowing up.
Nice.
And then he pitched his concept to apparently 9 different companies or production companies being like, hey, I think there's something here. We're getting millions of views, lots of traction. Apparently he got a bunch of rejections, and finally one company, New Metric Media, which is a Toronto-based production company, said, you know what, I think there's something here. They ran with it. They just wrapped 11 seasons.
That's
the guy's
insane.
writing a spin-off show. Like
Never
he writes,
give up.
He writes, directs, and stars in it, and produces it, executive produces it. Like he's doing it all, and he's a Canadian guy. Like he's just like a cool,
That's
he's
very
just
inspiring.
a cool, inspiring story.
My roommate watches Letterkenny. I haven't gotten on it yet. My friend
Your roommate.
Clark was in it. Joe.
Oh, you guys still live together?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's a well-written show. It's
Yeah.
not for everybody, but it's just a cool Canadian.
Clark was in Letterkenny.
She's in it.
She still is.
She's still in.
Oh,
I don't
what's-
watch, so I can't tell.
What's her
Yeah.
last name?
Backo.
Yeah. Yeah.
We went to
okay.
acting school together.
No way.
Yeah, Clark, Karina Evans, who directs, she's a great director. She's directed she started out by directing 3 of Drake's music videos. I believe
way.
3.
She's
How many?
done a lot of stuff before that, though.
She did a lot of stuff before that, but that was her ticket to what she's doing now. She's doing big things.
And you guys went to
shows.
school with her. That's
We all
awesome.
went to acting school together.
That's amazing.
Our whole class is doing big things.
Yeah, some people are slowly
Many.
popping off. Yeah, it's crazy.
I love that.
Yeah.
Mirko, tomorrow, the dream
me.
job.
Yeah.
What does it look like? What is it tomorrow for you?
I want to polish shoes.
And that's beautiful. And
What
you
kind of
should.
shoes?
All kinds of shoes. My favorite shoes are really big, bulky shoes that people wear in the wintertime, and there's a lot of snow. I want to
So,
polish the shoes.
what about
no,
suede?
not those
Can-
shoes.
No, you can't do these.
No suede. No
No
suede.
suede.
You want to know a crazy story about polishing shoes?
Serious?
So Working Moms. You guys know Working Moms, another Canadian success story, right?
Yeah.
One of the actresses from the show, one of the leads, was telling me a crazy story of how she had booked Working Moms. She had booked a lead on Working Moms, but the show was still in its infancy and wasn't really taken off yet. So she was still sort of trying to make ends meet. And she was going to Union Station one day to polish shoes because that was her side hustle as a shoe polisher.
What?
And her
Amazing.
face was blown up in Union Station on a massive poster for a working mom's poster. So here she is, she's on this show that's everywhere, but still really isn't,
Taking off.
Yeah. So she was just like, man, like this is the grind. I'm still polishing and I'm waiting for, and then sure enough, it took off. But like, isn't that crazy?
That's
but like,
insane.
but it's also like, even like when she was on like, the screen, she's still, and that's
Her
like,
face is on the poster. She's
That's
fine.
you're like, hey, isn't
This
that
is
you?
a
It's like,
wicked
yeah.
show.
And
That's
then
that
she being an
transitionary
actor
period.
isn't all fucking fun and
That's
glory.
that like. I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about, but let's say another example.
Who's monitoring you?
Well, time base when this comes out. But like Gashi, the rapper. Gashi was in New York. He's a garbage man, and he's throwing garbage, and he does a song. I believe he did a song with Jay-Z. He got signed to Rock Nation by Jay-Z.
Yeah.
And it was the transitionary period where he was still a garbage man, and people were blasting one of his songs took off. It's on the radio everywhere, all over in New York City
driving.
too. And he's throwing trash covered in shit, like, and people are blasting his music, and a car drives by bumping his music. Somebody does a double take. He's like, yo, I thought you fucking made it. He's like, yo, fuck, keep driving. They're like, we thought you were famous, bro. What the fuck's going on? He's like, don't worry about it. And he's just so embarrassed. And then within a year, like, his whole life changed. And like now he's like super famous, very talented artist.
Yeah.
Never give up.
That is that transitionary
Ever.
period.
Yeah.
Everyone has the transitionary period.
That's so
When's
wild.
my transition?
It's coming, my friend. It's coming, my friend.
Okay, we ready?
I'm
Yeah.
ready.
Ask me.
Mirko, tomorrow, the dream. What are you doing? What's your day looking like? Ultimate dream.
Okay. So I wake up, take a nice warm bath.
Not cold shower.
No. I'm not a cold shower
Oh.
person. Maybe for like 10 seconds, I try it out, and they're like, no. Turn it back to hot. Get out, have a nice cappuccino for breakfast, then an early morning shit. Get all that.
Nothing better. There's
Yeah.
nothing better.
Yeah.
You're a morning guy, eh?
I am definitely not a morning guy.
No.
no.
No, you're
You
shitting
sounded like a
schedule.
morning guy with all
Oh,
that.
sounded
Not
very
how much
morning.
I was like,
energy you
this guy's
have.
mornings are awesome. Like,
It varies.
It varies.
I'm usually an afternoon or like.
That's risky
No,
because then you're
morning.
out and about.
It's weird for me because I wake up at 6, so I will usually, it'll happen before noon. But like
Got it.
for me,
Got
from
it.
6 a.m. to like noon, feels like a whole day has gone by. So
You wake up at 6.
I have to,
a.m.?
yeah. And so
He's an engineer.
I know, you're
yeah,
such a...
the 9 to 5 is more
badass.
like the 7 to 5.
7 till 7.
And so it feels like it's past the morning, but it's still a morning shit, I guess.
Yeah. And you're in person for engineering. Like, you're not remote ever?
I'm in person.
You're always in person, yeah.
Sometimes I go on site depending on the day, but that's
Those
rare.
wires can't connect themselves.
That's right. Bling bling boom. Oh no. Okay, jokes aside, dream job would
No, but
I would. It's tough because I want to do a lot of things. You know, for me, I can't settle and just do one thing, and I feel it. I feel like every like job I do, like I get over it after like a few years. You know, and so I would love to be an actor, but I think ideally I would be an actor and I'd work on maybe 2-3 projects a year. And then I'd like do my own stuff, either travel. I want to either rebuild or build houses and
so cool.
just like, you know, do like some hands-on stuff.
You want to
woodworking.
build my treehouse mansion in Oregon with me?
I'm down. You serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm building a commune, guys.
yeah.
Beach.
Wait, that's so...
I'm coming,
A
bro.
communist.
Wait, can you
Compound?
actually build? Like, you're a builder, you can build and stuff?
Can I build?
Yeah.
Look at his hands. He's strong.
Wait, that's a huge... That's a flex. Like, that's cool.
It is.
No, I'm not gonna be
build
like,
your-
yeah, I built like 3 houses so
No,
far.
but, like, that's a cool-
I do enjoy doing like you know,
Arts and crafts.
arts and crafts. Yeah, but like woodworking, hands-on stuff. You know.
So, okay, so acting,
Dexterity.
dexterity, acting, and building.
Yeah. Oh, I was getting into how recently I've been kind of discovering that I can kind of sing, and I just had this fantasy. I'm like, man, if I could do an opera or like a musical,
Jazz singer?
something
Broadway
like...
singer, I'm a Broadway singer.
Right.
Well, that's part of this episode.
And cut to this.
That's hilarious.
If they already saw it.
Wait, how did you just discover that you could sing? Were you singing in the shower?
No. There you go. No, it's something I always been kind of like trying to like do, and I'd always practice. I took lessons like a few years back. I need to get back into taking lessons, but I sing in the car, and for my acting class, we had to do a monologue and a song for the first time ever. I'm like, oh shit. In my performance in front of people, I did like maybe for acting class, like years ago, I did a song, and I don't think and like karaoke, that's it. That's like my only, and so I did it for this acting class a few weeks ago, and I'm like, it wasn't perfect, but I realized that like the more I do it in front of people, the more I like practice it, the more comfortable I am, because part of it is also just like
it's a muscle,
believing in yourself, and it's a muscle and relaxing. And so and I'll notice that when I'm like singing in the car, sometimes it's like it's off key. I'm like, why? And then when I really relax and I go for it, I'm like, okay, like you can't just I can't half-ass sing. There's some people who got talent, they can like it comes to them naturally, they can probably just half-ass sing. For me, like I really need to like commit. It's like with anything, with any art. Like if you're acting, you got to fully commit. You know, if you're on stage performing, singing too, you got to fully commit. And then you know that's where it comes from. And I'm a true believer in that. And I think that maybe someday I'm gonna get it. And so
I love that.
I don't know.
Let's go.
I love that. Musicals. I don't think there's anything more inspiring than a musical. I just like it gets all the feels going, the dancing, the singing, the acting, it's everything.
I'm signing up for singing lessons.
I love
Do
that.
it. I'm doing it too. Let's do it.
You let me know your school, I'll let you know my school.
Okay.
And we'll see who's better. And then we'll both go to that person.
Okay.
If we'll compare.
I go to the Madeline School of Singing
Fine
and
Arts.
Dancing. Fine Arts.
Let's go.
You're doing lessons?
My condolences. Don't go to that school.
I'm gonna die. Shit.
Faulty teaching techniques.
I'm a Broadway singer.
Okay, Steve.
Dream what? Job?
Dream. What's your
Dream job?
like your goal? Like if you
What
could
I would
have,
love to do?
yeah, like
out
what
of
would
everything?
make you so fulfilled
Happy?
tomorrow? Yeah, just like
Aside all this bullshit with money and all this other stuff, superficial stuff.
like if
Really?
you could do anything
Honest
tomorrow.
answer?
Yeah.
I would love to own a couple charities and a couple orphanages. I know it sounds like pretty. I don't know how to say like.
Own a couple
but it's
what?
not- I feel like a couple orphanages
Charities and
and
Oh, charity,
a couple
okay.
charities. That would be a dream for me for real. Like I'm not even being political here. Like I'm not trying to like, you know what I mean? It's always I love helping people, and I want to give people free shit and give people that don't have shit.
Let's go.
And help children, especially kids, man. I love kids. You know me, bro. You know what I mean? So like to have orphanages would be great.
Yeah.
And give them a shot in life and make sure that they go through school and university and get
Right
a shot.
path.
With or without if anybody picks them up.
Yeah.
Like always be there till the end, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For them till they get on their feet and then, you know what I mean?
That's so
That would be
beautiful.
like that would make my life.
Yeah.
That's
I
so
swear to God.
beautiful. It's
Like I'm not even trying to sound like, you know, some people will say like, you know, but I mean it.
Yeah.
Dead
feel you.
serious.
everything
It would
traces
fulfill my
back
life.
to that. Listen, everything traces back to a lot of it traces back to upbringing and role models and people around and if kids are missing that from the get-go,
Yeah.
it's
And sometimes like families, they just need a push.
Yeah.
Like some families just need a push. They're down on their luck. It could be Christmas time. It could be whatever. They just need that little bit of something to just, you know, give them a boost.
Yeah. 100%. Give them hope.
Yeah, I just want to help people. It makes me feel great. It makes me feel happy.
To be honest, that's my main goal. I didn't really.
It makes me literally
Yeah.
feel happy. Just thinking about it right now, I feel happy.
I love that. I
I'm
love
dead
that.
serious.
My main goal is to do that on like some spiritual science type shit. Just offer people more understanding of themselves. That's my ultimate goal.
That's why I
What I
want.
want to do to get to there is
Yeah.
do the art to create a path to get to there.
I mean, listen, the most fulfilling thing, like they say the most fulfillment is derived from
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
giving back.
I
and
understand
helping
certain
others,
people
truly.
now in the world, like, you know, like the Princess Dianas and all of them. Like, I understand why certain people in the world, why they look so fulfilled doing what they're doing and how they are, like, especially humanitarian type people
Yeah.
that really mean it, you know, that's not doing it for whatever.
Yeah.
Like that from the heart they mean and they want to help.
Yeah.
Those type of people, they're good. They're always happy. They're fulfilled.
Because the
It makes
act of
sense.
helping others is like
It's greater than getting something, eh?
It's the ultimate battery.
It's not selfish, but it is selfish in a way, but it isn't.
It's limitless. When you're searching for money or for fame or for anything really, there's a battery that you need to like.
Okay. So
The cap keeps going higher the
check
more you
this
get.
out. Sorry to cut you off.
Mm.
One day I went to the airport like maybe 2 months ago to pick up someone. And there was this dude outside the airport and you could tell the guy was shaking, bro. He was waiting on somebody to pick him up. I could just tell. Okay. Yeah. Should we call 911?
Yeah, that was a weird scream.
Anyways. Nah, I'm just fucking with you.
Was it Tafari?
Oh yeah.
Is that him?
Did he fall? Is
Oh,
he in the
it was like,
bathroom? Because hopefully not. He's making. Hopefully.
He didn't go to the bathroom. He went outside. Yeah, go check on him.
It sounded more like
Sounded like
like
him.
like a comedic scream rather than like a.
I don't know.
It's this. I'm
You
just
never
like,
know.
Yeah, this thing's starting to bother
Dude.
me too.
Anyways, what happened?
Shoot, I went blank. What was I saying?
The guy at the airport.
Airport shaking.
Airport.
The dude was outside shaking like this, bro. And I was like, I have like 10 jackets, maybe 15 winter. Like, yeah, maybe 15 winter jackets at least. But this was my favorite one I had in the car that day. I'm like,
You're like, do I give it to him?
it was bugging me, yeah, for like a minute. I was like, I should fucking give this guy my jacket. But I just got the fucking jacket. It was a beautiful
much are the
green
other 14
Columbia
jackets?
with the orange on the inside. You know the hunter shit?
Wait, what are the other jackets? You said
That I have?
15.
I have a lot of them. But this was my favorite jacket. Of all my jackets that I own, that I have in my closet, this was my favorite
in your
jacket.
closet. I thought
Was
in your
he
car you
homeless?
had 15.
No, he was just outside waiting on his ride to pick him up. You could tell he didn't have a lot of family because he just keeps looking and he's just shaking. He must have came from a
You
hot
gave him
climate.
his jacket?
Yeah, I jumped.
Your
I
jacket?
I just fucking did it, bro. I gave him my jacket.
That's
And
next level.
when I gave it to the
Steve.
guy, yo, listen, this is how I knew God told me to do it. Because when I gave it to the guy, he was like, thank you so much. He's like, thank you. And he put it on quickly. Remember? The guy at the airport. I gave him the jacket, bro. And I felt so good when I left, even though it was my favorite fucking jacket.
That was very nice of you.
But I had to give it the guy the guy looked like the ambulance was going to have to come in another 10 minutes if his people
Yeah.
didn't pick him up. I didn't know him from shit. I just said, sir, are you cold?
You literally gave
He said,
the
yes. I
clothes
said, you
off
want
your
this
back.
jacket? He said, yeah, please. I said, keep the jacket, take the jacket.
Steve's
Don't
a
worry about
legend.
it. You don't need to
Steve.
do anything. Just take the fucking jacket and just enjoy.
Dang.
Felt great.
Yeah.
Forget
See?
the
Nice.
jacket. The
And
jacket
on that
is
note, give to others
when you can,
Well
and if you
said. Well
when
can.
you
said.
can.
Yeah. Don't
Anything-
be double-minded about it. Don't be double-minded about it. If you're going to give it, give it. If not, just keep it.
Anything to close off? Anything to look forward to? You're writing. You're doing your sketches still.
Mm-hmm.
Where can people find you?
Madeline on Instagram, Madeline _Leon
Double under.
or TikTok.
Double under?
How do you spell it?
Yeah, the single.
Because some people spell Madeline different.
Madeline _Leon. No, guys, thanks for having me. This was awesome.
Thanks for
And,
coming. Watch your sketches. They're hilarious. I'm in a couple of them. We got to drop the big man
We
one.
gotta get the big man one going.
Yeah.
Madeline _.
Underscore. 2 underscore.
Yeah, but are you going to follow back? Because you celebrity people, they don't like to follow back. They be making you follow them and just, you're just over there.
She might
The
follow you
follow
back.
That's a
We'll-
whole
we'll
session
figure-
in
we'll
of
see.
itself. The
Yeah.
big
That's
follow back.
100%.
That's hilarious.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys, for another episode. Tune in 2 weeks for our next episode. Let's go.
NEMSWORLD. Uncut. Woo!